Welcome to Live Into Your Best Life, a show where people learn how to go from where they are to where they'd like to be in any area of life. If you're looking for a new job, wanting to improve your relationships, or even reclaim your health, Paulie Skaja will share with you a simple formula that can take you on a journey to begin to live into your best life in all areas of life. Now sit back and begin your journey.
Hi there. Welcome to Live Into Your Best Life. I'm Paulie Skaja, your show's host. Today we're going to dive into a topic that seems to be coming up a lot lately, and I'm guessing it comes up a lot for many people all the time. I tend to look at life as a series of opportunities, and I tend to try to go with the flow, although I really do like to have a plan. I like to have an idea of where I'm going. So those that have listened to the first few episodes, if you haven't, go back and listen after this show. But in the beginning of this podcast, I talked to you about it's really important to know where you are, to know your current state and be honest with yourself. It's also important to know where you want to go. So when you think about your life and you think about where you want to go, you can't just say, I'm going to take a vacation and I'm going to go west, because you could go 5 miles in the direction of west and then have dinner, and that could be your vacation. So you really want to get clear with yourself. I'm going to go west. I live in Minnesota, and west means I'm going to head to Seattle and I'm going to enjoy a vacation. I'm going to drive. Or I might fly. But having an idea, it can change. You might decide that you want to fly partway there and then grab a rental car and drive the rest of the way, because Yellowstone and all the national parks are so amazing in the western part of the country. And once you get to Seattle, you could decide, you know what? I'm going to take this rental car and I'm going to drive down to California. And you might decide you want to go to San Francisco or to San Diego and then fly home. Now, you've gone west. You've done a lot out west. That may or may not have been the plan. That's okay, because you can create how you get to where you want to be, and you can change your mind on where you want to be once you start to move in that direction. That's just really taking the information that you have and making better decisions, making wise choices so that you can achieve that life that you've always wanted. It's a journey. So let go of that idea that, oh, I've got to get there tomorrow, because you didn't get where you are overnight. It takes a little bit of time. Having clarity will help bring you closer to that goal. Now, having said that, it seems that there's a lot of interruptions. There's communication disconnects. You can blame it on whatever you want. You can blame it on COVID, and we had to stay home, so we forgot to how to talk to people. But the pandemic and the lockdown have been gone for a long time. We just haven't adjusted back to normal life. Another component could be all my meetings are online, or I use technology to connect with people. We all know that using technology isn't necessarily connecting with people. It's a tool that's between having a conversation. And when you start to have conversations with one person and you don't catch all the parties up on what's going on, then you have significant disconnects. I work with a lot of corporate teams, and when they need to collaborate and coordinate to deliver their products, their projects on time, they have to stay in lockstep with what are some of those changes. Think about when you have work done in your home. We renovated this spring, and some of those improvements, I needed to make sure that my husband was aligned with the ideas and was okay with the cost that was being presented. We knew what we needed to do, and we collaborated and coordinated. And when the project manager reached out to me with some updates and changes, I made sure that I communicated those to my husband, and we got alignment and agreement. It's important that you keep the right people in lockstep with the choices you're making. It doesn't mean that they get to choose for you, but if you're married, if you have kids, if you have special people in your life who need to know what direction you want to go so they can support your journey, tell them. And when you change your mind, tell them. Because if you change your mind and you haven't told people, how are they supposed to keep up? And how can they support you on that next leg? A few months ago, I decided to write a book. Go figure. It's called Live Into Your Best Life. And the subtitle, 52 Weeks of Micro Wins to Help You Transform Your Life. The topic came about partially because of this podcast and because I share a lot of ideas with my teams, with the people that I coach, and they keep saying, oh, I wish this was in a book. You should write a book. Okay, I did. Just waiting for it to come out. I will announce when it's released so that you can make your purchase decision. After that, you'll be able to start taking steps to transform your life if you choose. One of the topics is to be okay with letting go of what you thought you wanted when you have more information and decide to pivot. How do you gain more information? By talking to people, by doing your research, by looking at the options. And once you have that, then you can make a decision. And once you make a decision, you get to figure out who are the key people that need to know about this decision so they can support you. I first shared it with my family members. Then I shared it with my little communities that I've created. They're filled with global, brilliant minds and passionate people. And now I'm sharing it with my podcast members because I don't have as much direct communication with you, but you can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn. We can connect and you can get updates on a regular basis of what I'm doing. So this is how you think about who needs to know these changes in direction that I've made. And then communicate with people in the way that they need to know. You don't need to know all the details about, oh, I finished the copy. Okay, now my illustrator has it and he's doing his magic. Ooh, next step, editing, making sure it all looks well. Then, how do we publish this thing? What are we going to do? So it's step by step, keeping the right people in the loop while not boring everybody with the details is really important. The key, making sure the right people are in the loop, making sure that the right people have the right level of information so that they can support you and help you make better decisions along the way. All right, so next time you have a shift, think about, all right, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go in a different direction. Who needs to know this? What support do I need in order to be successful? Heck, if you've decided that you're going to transform your life and you haven't told anyone, there's less likelihood you will. Because when you tell people you want to be successful and you hold yourself to a higher level of accountability to make sure that you don't let yourself down, you don't look bad, and other people are supportive so that they can help you get there. Now, if you're one of those people that shares things, but you don't care if you let yourself down or others down, that's okay too. I'm not here to judge anyone. I am here to give you ideas to help you make that incremental progress and incremental improvements in your life. Again, if you want to understand the foundation of how I help people move into their best life and how I help people achieve the goals that they're seeking, go ahead and listen to episodes 2 through about 6. They have some really great insights. And then, of course, along the way, the journey continues to unfold. The premise, though, is getting really clear on where you are, being honest with yourself, and getting clear on where you'd like to be right now. What do I think I want my life to look like by the end of the year or within the next year, right? So 6 to 12 months out, life changes at such a fast pace. That's about all you can really manage to successfully, how far you can successfully look forward. And then continue to evaluate the progress you're making and allow yourself to pivot as you gain more knowledge. And then update those folks that need to know so they can continue to support you in the journey that you're taking as it changes, rather than believing they're supporting you with the old direction, right? Because if you want to go west, they need to know, do you want to go to Seattle? Or where would you like to land? And they can help you achieve those outcomes. Until next time, I'm Paulie Skaja, here to help you live into your best life. If you enjoy this show, like it, share it with your friends, subscribe so that you get every episode, and leave me a comment so that I know what you'd like to hear about next. Until next week, enjoy the journey.
Thank you for listening to Paulie Skaja, your show host for Live Into Your Best Life. Check out the show notes and visit her at paulieskaya.com to learn more and continue your journey. Until next week, enjoy the adventure.